Hey, it's Jay from the Financial UA General Service Office located here in Baltimore, Maryland. And I want to bring you an awesome video today. It's going to be about a very specific and special technique that hardly anybody in recovery knows about. This technique is about how you can do your Step 6 list of character defects and essentially do your Step 6 faster than any other technique I've ever found over the 30 years of recovery. I want to teach you this technique. It's going to help you get right to the heart of character defects. It's going to give you a specific way to address and heal your own character. It's going to make doing your Step 6 a breeze. And the best part is it works in any 12-step program, but most especially in Financial UA. And I want to teach you all about it, so stay tuned. If you haven't already done a 4th step or a 5th step in Financial UA, this particular technique might not serve you as well as it could, but it still can work even if you might be working Step 6 in another program. So I want to teach you this Step 6 anyways. Even if you're not formally on Step 6, you'll know about this technique. You'll be able to utilize it at any time you need to in any of your recovery programs that you happen to work. And when you're ready to work Step 6 in Financial UA, this can be one of the many tools or techniques that you can use to make your step work here in Financial UA even more powerful, even more effective than any recovery work you've done anywhere else. Again, we want to teach you the best practices, and I mean the best of the best of the best. That's what we're going to focus on today with this Step 6 technique. Now, let's back up a little bit. If you haven't already done a 4th step in Financial UA, I want to encourage you to consider doing your step work in order, in the sequence, meaning start with Step 1, go to Step 2, then Step 3, then Step 4. I don't want to encourage you to do the steps out of order because that's called process skipping. But you can still use this technique in various other ways in other programs, and when you're ready to, you can use this program in Financial UA. So to go back to 4th step real quick, I want to encourage you to click this series of links up here. There are going to be 5 video links up in this corner, one after the other. I want to encourage you to consider checking those out. Each of those 5 videos is going to walk you through the process of doing a thorough and meaningful 4th step in Financial UA. Now, after you've done your 4th step in Financial UA, of course, you'll do your 5th step with your sponsor. Talking about the 5th step, well, we'll cover that in another video. But for now, we're going to talk about this special Step 6 technique. Now, the technique is not specifically listed in the Financial UA 12-step workbook because, again, this technique is pretty special and it's very unique, and I wanted to save it specifically for people who really want to experience a lot of transformation in a very short period of time. Not everybody is ready to do that. Some people prefer to have a much slower recovery process. But for those individuals who want to accelerate their recovery, it does add more recovery work onto your plate. So if you're not ready to do more work, you might not want to go in too deep into this technique. But if you do, let me teach it to you. So here's the thing. A lot of our character defects we absorb, we learn from our environment, we learn from our family environment, and a lot of these character defects we develop over time based on our powerlessness. So if you notice in your life that you have a lot of character defects that have developed as a coping mechanism to the fact that you were powerless and life was unmanageable, so you turn to these character defects as crutches to help you get through. Or perhaps these character defects were ways that your personality learned to cope, even in a dysfunctional way, with all sorts of unpleasant experiences you might have gone through over the course of your life. What we're going to do is we're going to focus a little bit more on the character defects you might have learned from your family. Here's how this goes. If you ever have any experience of judging another person or of taking somebody else's inventory, this technique is going to be really awesome for you because you've already got a lot of the transferable skills that'll help you make this technique effective. What it's going to look like is this. I want you to imagine if you were a recovered sponsor with 30 or 40 years of recovery and you were in a 12-step meeting and your mother was a brand new newcomer that walked into her very first ever meeting, and you were the old timer in the meeting and you spotted this newcomer and you knew this person needed help. You would go and invite this person in, you'd listen to them, they'd probably talk about their problems and their issues, and because you've already been through a bunch of recovery, most people in long-term recovery, most of the time, have been through a couple of different 12-step programs. So they're kind of experienced, they've been around for a while, they've seen a lot of different meetings, they've tried a bunch of different fellowships, so you're relatively a seasoned person. So when you get this newcomer, your mother, you probably can sense that maybe she has more than one issue that needs recovery work. Perhaps she might have some relationship problems. Maybe she's addicted to food or cigarettes. She might still be drinking. Maybe she has a problem with pills. Maybe she has a problem with codependency. You probably know pretty well how to take her inventory. So that's sort of the disease part where we're critical and judgmental of other people. But what I'm going to ask you to do is imagine being on the flip side of that, of being the recovered sponsor and imagining what programs should your mother attend if she were open and willing to participate in the recovery process. So for your mom, you might say, well, mom might benefit from Al-Anon, she might benefit from Codependence Anonymous, maybe Financial UA, maybe Nicotine Anonymous, maybe Overeaters Anonymous. But you'd basically itemize all the different fellowships that you think your mother qualifies for. And if you were the sponsor, you might send her as a newcomer to all these different fellowships. Okay, so let's step out of this role play. So of course, you're not her sponsor and you can't send her to program. You can certainly take her inventory for all the good that's going to do you, but by taking her inventory in a recovered way and figuring out which programs she qualifies for, you can gain some tremendous value with that insight. Now let's pause for a moment and flip the script. We're going to do the same technique with your father. I want you to imagine being an established person in recovery with 30 or 40 years recovery. You've been through a couple of different 12-step programs. You know your way around the 12 steps pretty well. You know all the different symptoms. You're in a meeting and in through the front door walks your father. Again, this is an imagination exercise. Your father enters the meeting. He's a newcomer. And you feel a calling to help this newcomer get established in the program. So you chat with this newcomer, and in talking to your father, who's the newcomer, you can tell that your father probably needs a couple of different programs, that maybe one recovery program is not going to be enough because maybe he has a couple of different issues. So what I want you to do is to think about taking your father's inventory, but in a positive way. You would make a list of all the different 12-step fellowships you believe your father qualifies for. He might have a drinking problem. He might have a cocaine problem. He might have a debting problem or a financial under-earning problem. He might be time drunk. Whatever his symptoms are, categorize it and match it to the 12-step fellowship that addresses those particular symptoms. Once you come up with a list of all the fellowships that you believe your father qualifies for, save that list. Okay, now we're going to stop the role play. I want to encourage you to consider staying tuned for our 7th tradition break. Now it's time for our 7th tradition. Every financial UA meeting ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. There are no dues or fees for financial UA membership. All of our meetings and workshops are completely free to attend, both over the phone and face-to-face. Please do keep in mind that we do have expenses, such as covering the cost of our website, developing new literature, and maintaining our service office. If you would like to make a 7th Tradition donation, You can click the PayPal link below or visit our website at financialua.org and click the Donate button. You may also support this program by purchasing a copy of our Financial UA 12-Step Workbook or our Financial UA 12 Traditions Workbook. You can also help us carry the message by subscribing to our channel and even by sharing this video with your sponsor or your sponsee. Lastly, please consider clicking that like button, a big thumbs up for service. Because you took your mother's inventory and you took your father's inventory. So let's look at that up here. We have mom's inventory and then we have dad's inventory. And you look at the different fellowships that they qualify for. Now what I want to ask you to do is to look for the fellowships that they share in common and combine these two inventories into one list, one inventory, with the fellowships that they both qualify for at the top of the list, and then the fellowships that only one qualifies for at the bottom of the list. So you take two inventories and you combine them into one master inventory. Now you have one single inventory. Guess what that inventory represents? Your sixth step. Now here's how this works. Because you are powerless and cannot control or direct the recovery of either of your parents. You have no power. They have a higher power of their own, hopefully, and you simply, of course, would surrender them to their own higher power. Both of them are on their own separate journey, whether that journey is in recovery or not in recovery. The most important thing is that you are in recovery, and this is all about what you can do to help further your recovery process, whether or not they get better, whether or not they get help, whether or not they make change, doesn't matter. What matters is if you can change, if you can recover, if you can have a better life moving forward, where you can also set yourself free from the character defects of your parents, and you can set yourself free from the character defects of your family history. The way to do that is to look at the master list now of all the programs that represent your connection to the character defects that you've absorbed through your family history. Now what I want to ask you to do is to figure out how are you going to attend 6 meetings of each of these fellowships. That will be your practical way of doing step 7, humbly asking your higher power to remove your shortcomings. Because the way to do that is put yourself in the environment where those shortcomings can experience healing. Just like you brought your financial under-earning to Financial UA as a fellowship, because we create this space for healing and recovery so people can be present in the space, bring their financial under-earning, and heal in this space. So if you think about your character defects and you can itemize them and pair them with a 12-step program, you can take that part of yourself to the corresponding 12-step program and then go to at least 6 meetings. Sometimes all it takes is 6 meetings. Sometimes it takes more than that. But at least you'll know where to go to embrace your step 6 character defects, to have a place to humbly turn them over, asking the higher power of each of these fellowships to remove your shortcomings. That's step 7. And the process of doing that, in fact, even the process of writing this list is like doing a step 8, writing a list of all persons we had harmed, becoming willing to make amends to them all. Well, by doing this list, you are looking at and itemizing the harms that your parents have experienced and the harms that you have experienced through your family history. And your list of 12-step programs represents how to make amends to yourself and also how to create healing that once you start to heal you, the healing can trickle over into the lives of the rest of your family. Whether or not they go to programs, 12-step fellowships or not, the healing recovery that you have will organically and gently and lovingly flow outwards and trickle over into their lives as well. Even if it's just a little bit, the healing work you do can gently heal them even if they're passed away, because their memory lives on with you, and the healing that you do for yourself can also heal the memories that you have associated with them. And all healing is good healing. To summarize, the fastest way to do a step 6 character defect list is to first take your mom's inventory, then take your dad's inventory, figure out what 12-step programs you would send each of them to if you had the ability to do that, combine the lists together with the fellowships that they both qualify for at the top and the fellowships that maybe one or the other qualifies for at the bottom. You have your master list, which is your step 6 list, and then take yourself to 6 meetings of each of those fellowships and explore what recovery can you gain simply from being present in that space. And just by going to 6 meetings, you can passively absorb healing energy from those fellowships, which can start the process of healing your own character defects. It's the easiest way to do it. Now's the time for sharing. Who'd like to take a share? In the comment section below, please share your experience, strength, and hope around doing a step 6. What does a character defect look like to you? How do you define it? Have you ever found a really effective way to identify and heal a character defect? Write about it in the comment section below. When you share your experience, other people can learn from you. And in good recovery, everybody's a student and everybody's a teacher. So share about your experience, strength, and hope below. Also, you might consider hitting the subscribe button. When you subscribe to the Financial UA channel, it helps us to carry the message. And if you found value in this technique and want to see more videos like it, please do click the thumbs up button and give us a like. Also, if you have any questions about this technique, the step 6 shortcut, I want to encourage you to leave your questions in the comment section below. Or if you have any suggestions for future videos, you can leave those suggestions in the comment section below, and we can answer your question or perhaps create a video that addresses the topic that you would like to see. I'd like to encourage you to join me as we get spiritual closure by saying our prosperity prayer together. Let's do that. God, grant us a serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, the wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity to afford it. That's so awesome. Well, anyways, thanks for letting me teach you about this special step 6 shortcut technique. Do whatever you got to do to take good care of yourself and practice plenty of self-care. We always encourage people in recovery to double their self-care during times of crisis. So take good care of yourself, keep coming back. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great rest of your day.
God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity